Hello, y'all. It's me, Samuel Alexander, again, with another poem from my book, Dario, which is the first in the I See Things in Blue um, series. It's a 7-book series. I'm likely going to get more mellow and mellow as I keep doing this because, the energy is just not there. Some of my rambles are not going to make the sense that they should, and I'm going to leave them. It's just going to be me, my authentic self, and the world will embrace it or not embrace it. That's the energy I'm giving it. And I feel like I should be concerned, but I'm not. Just completely unbothered at this point. Um, this I did not write in my teen years. I feel like I still wasn't 30 yet, but very close when I wrote this. Maybe after my 30s, to be honest, but I don't feel like I was. I've written so many. It takes a little guesswork to remember when I wrote them. Um, but this one is darkish because depression, anxiety, and all those types of, triggering things that live in there. So this one might be triggering. Because depending on how you interpret it, I may or may not die in the end. And my poems are like that. So if those types of things are not for you, even though this one is really short, I'm warning you in advance that you may not, want to listen to me read this. But again, depression, anxiety, and questioning life, and if things are worth it in general, is pretty much what my work is about in its entirety, even in the mind of a teenager. Because my teenage mind wrote the two previous poems. That is obviously what I was thinking. It was the energy that I was able to tap into at that time, and not much has changed. I've grown, I've matured, I've earned it. Oh, first poem. Um, that was a fun one to write. Love. It's one of my favorites. I perform it. I used to perform it a lot because there's so many fun lines in it, and I like when I can actually enjoy a piece because it's not always the case. Um, so yeah, this one is literally about me not wanting to be me. And that's why it's in this poem, because that is literally Dario's biggest problem with his um, anxiety and depression and self-identity and sexual identity as well. Like everything about him hinges on him, hinges, wrong word, on him pretending to be something that he's not. And so that's what this poem speaks to, and it just made so much sense. And I'm genuinely not sure if it fits the same way I felt about Ninja, but that's the reason that it's here, because that is exactly what this poem is about. Um, so, without dragging it on any longer, this poem is titled To Be. I pray to be something more, something better. I wish to be something different, something special. I yearn to be so many things, a man full of life, hopes, and dreams. I cry out to the ruler of fate and destiny, reach down into the world, lift me up, elevate me, change my course, reroute my path, release me from this land, save me from who I am. I'm crying so desperately to be not me. Take me away, please. Just take me. Okay, that was hard. I almost cried a bit there. That was heavy. Um, I don't really know what to do with that. Because I'm tired and sleepy, and I know I have to do this. I have to commit. Being an artist is hard, man. That's not where I was going with why this was hard, but being an artist is hard. Like I have to. I really know I have to do this right now, even though my shirt's a little askew. The mic is on this side. The hoodie is all off balance, and that's why it looks the way it looks. But I've made the conscious decision that I want to do it. But this was heavy. Somewhere in the middle, I wish to be something different, something special. And that's what really started to fall apart. Because when I said something more, something better, I kind of knew I was a goner there. And then I had to say something different, something special. And I had to make the conscious effort to think about finishing it and not breaking down into a sobby, disgusting mess when the long stanza happened after that led to the end. Because, you don't stop thinking about these things after you leave high school, after you finish your journey, because they finished their journey at 27 in the book. But the battle is real. And sometimes things don't go away. You just learn that it's okay for these things to be there, to breathe them, to feel everything that life has to offer. And I don't know how to write or read without emotionally going there, which is why rereading some of my books is hard. But I'm going to read these poems. And some of them I will, this one was short, so I got lucky. But they're real. They come, even the good ones. Like I've written some really sad poems, but I'm happy as fuck. So, like there's nothing wrong with me. And they're dark and they're gritty and they're heavy because as a human, I can emotionally go there. If I have to go there, I will. And that's why I feel these types of things, especially when they are still presently real. And this one is, every now and then you wake up and you just think, man, what if I was someone else? And you're not though. So you have to embrace the you that you are and just go on. But that doesn't mean you have to stop feeling and stop living in your own truth. So yeah, definitely almost bold while I was reading this. Um, and you're always gonna have to turn your volume up because my mellow voice, even with the mic this close to my mouth, is hard to hear. I was rewatching it and I think I had it up to like 67% or so, so practically 70, just so I could hear me. But I could hear me and it was clear. That was the important thing. So the mic works. But yeah, this was a heavy read for me. Yeah, very hard to revisit. But I did that, and that's something to feel good about. So that's all I've got. If you made it this far, this was To Be from my book titled Dario, the first in the series, I See Things in Blue. And thanks for stopping by.